Istihada is a type of blood seen by women where the discharge is irregular, which is not the bleeding of haid or nifas or wounds and scratches. Istihada is of three kinds: light bleeding, medium bleeding and heavy bleeding. Light bleeding is when the blood only stains a piece of cotton and does not seep into it. Medium bleeding is when the blood seeps into a piece of cotton but does not soak it and does not reach the pad if used. Heavy bleeding is when the blood soaks the cotton and reaches the pad or other absorbent item that women would normally use to absorb discharge of blood. Unlike haid, during istihada, women are not exempted from the daily prayers or wajib fasting. If you have light bleeding, you must perform one wudu for every prayer and wash the outside of your private parts with water if there is blood there, as blood is najas. The recommended precaution is that you should purify the piece of cotton or change it for every prayer. If you have medium bleeding, based on obligatory precaution, you must perform one ghusl a day, as well as following the things mentioned in the previous rule, such as wudu for every prayer, etc. If you have heavy bleeding, based on obligatory precaution, change the cotton and the pad. You must also perform one ghusl for Fajr prayer, one ghusl for Dhuhr and Asr prayers, and one ghusl for Maghrib and Isha prayer. So that's 3 ghusls all up. This is provided you are praying the Dhuhr and Asr prayer together, one after the other, and likewise with the Maghrib and Isha prayer. But if you perform the prayer separately, you need to do ghusl for each of them, i.e. 5 ghusls. Some scholars have also said you must do wudu for every prayer as well. Check this with your marja. Here are some notes. If you have medium bleeding, based on obligatory precaution, you first do the ghusl, then the wudu. A woman that doesn't know what type of istihada bleeding she has and wants to perform prayers, she should insert a cotton into the private area, wait a while and check. After determining what kind of bleeding she has, she should act accordingly. If a woman is unable to inspect herself in the mentioned manner, or even after this she is in doubt, she should assume the lesser form of istihada. For example, if she does not know whether her bleeding is light or medium, she should act according to the rules of light bleeding. Or has doubt whether the bleeding is of medium or heavy type, she should act according to the rules of the medium type. But if you are certain which type of bleeding you have, then you must act accordingly. It is permissible for a woman experiencing istihada who has performed her ghusls to go to the mosque and to recite the Holy Quran if she likes.